Hello, and my name is Rohmingliana Ralte, roll number 6, studying MBA second semester. Today I'll be talking about Research Onion. My colleagues have told you about three layers of the Research Onion. I'll be talking about the rest of the 3 layers that are choices, time horizon, and data collection and analysis. Time horizon. The time horizon is a time framework within which the project is intended for completion. Two types of time horizons are specified within the Research Onion: the cross-sectional and the longitudinal. The cross-sectional time horizon is one already established, whereby the data must be collected. This is dubbed as time collection, where the data is collected at a certain point. This is used when the investigation is concerned with the study of a particular phenomenon at a specific time. A longitudinal time horizon for data collection refers to the collection of data repeatedly over an extended period, and is used where an important factor for the research is examining change over time. This has the benefit of being used to study change and development. Furthermore, it allows the establishment of some control over the variables being studied. The time horizon selected is not dependent on specific research approach or methodology. Moving on to the next point, data collection and analysis. Data collection and analysis is dependent on the methodological approach used. The process used at this stage of the research contributes significantly to the study overall reliability and validity. Regardless of the approaches used in this project, the type of data collected can be separated into two types: 1. Primary, and 2. Secondary. 1. The primary data. Primary data is that which is derived from first-hand sources. This can be historical first-hand sources or the data derived from the respondents in survey or interview data. However, it is not necessarily data that has been produced by the research being undertaken. For example, data derived from statistical collections such as the census can constitute primary data. Likewise, data that is derived from other researchers may also be used as primary data, or it may be represented by text being analyzed. The primary data is therefore best understood as the data that is being analyzed as itself rather than through the prism of another analysis. Moving on to the next point, number 2, secondary data. Secondary data is that which is derived from the work or opinions of other researchers. For example, the conclusions of a research article can constitute secondary data because it is information that has already been processed by another. Likewise, analysis conducted on statistical surveys can constitute secondary data. However, there is an extent to which the data is defined by its use rather than its inherent nature. Newspaper may prove both a primary and a secondary source for data, depending on whether the reporter was actually present for a study of social attitudes in 18th century or for a study of the cause of fear or of crime in present day UK. Newspapers may constitute primary data. Therefore, the most effective distinction of two types of data is perhaps established by the use to which it is put in study rather than to an inherent characteristic of the data itself. And the last point, research design. The research design is the description of how the research process will be completed. It is a framework to which includes the consideration that led to the appropriate methodology being adopted, the way in which the respondents were selected, and how the data will be analyzed. There are a number of different characteristic research designs, namely the descriptive, explanatory, and the exploratory. The descriptive research design relates to reflecting the experiences of respondents. It is thus related closely to ethnographic studies, but a quantitative framework is also an appropriate framework. For example, the demographic characteristics of a population subgroup can be reported. An explanatory research design is focused on how to effectively explain the characteristic of a population or a social phenomenon. This may be seen as effective where using a quantitative framework where the influence of one variable or another can be established. The exploratory study is an exploratory of an issue that takes place before enough is known to conduct a formulaic research project. It is usually used in order to inform further research in the subject area. And thank you, that is all from me. Please like and subscribe.